From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
This is a WUFT News Update. I'm Anthony Montalto.
And I'm Charlene Metters. Thank you for joining us. A developing story from Wisconsin where another town is dealing with an extreme case of people being killed on city streets. This time it involves a driver running down a Christmas parade. Today, police said the man has a criminal past and may have been fleeing a domestic disturbance. NBC's Jay Gray has more on the murder charges that have just been filed.
The investigation continues today in Waukesha, where an SUV turned a weekend holiday parade into a scene of panic and pain.
I saw, maybe 3 people right in front of me get hit.
39-year-old Daryl E. Brooks from Milwaukee is in custody after the chaos. This photo from a previous arrest.
We have information that the suspect prior to the incident was involved in a domestic disturbance. At this time, the Waukesha Police Department is referring 5 counts of first-degree intentional homicide.
An SUV crashing through the holiday parade route, everyone marching and watching the parade struggling to find safety.
My wife got out of the way, and by the time she did, the car came right past me within at least 2 feet. I could have touched the car going by. In
Waukesha, prayers for those who were lost and injured as the search for answers continues. Jay Gray, NBC News, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
In Brunswick, Georgia, closing arguments came today in the trial of 3 men charged in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. The defense says the man chased down Arbery, who was out for a jog, to make a citizen's arrest for neighborhood break-ins. There was a struggle over a shotgun, and Arbery died of multiple shotgun wounds. The prosecution argues the 3 white men were the aggressors against an unarmed black man. After this trial on state charges, there could be another trial next year on federal hate crime charges. COVID cases nationwide are climbing again as some states worry that winter weather and holiday gatherings will mean more people spending more time indoors together. Outbreaks in Michigan, Minnesota, and a handful of other states are driving the national numbers up since October. Florida cases fell sharply after August and are now hovering around 1,600 per day. The curve was similar in Alachua and Marion counties, which are now down to as few as 20 cases per day, about twice what the lows were in June before the Delta variant exploded.
Thanksgiving feasts are back on the menu this year, but shortages, off-brands, and extra costs will be the story in many states. NBC's Carrie Sanders has been talking to industry insiders about what's going on.
We've all heard about those empty shelves at stores this winter, worrying many Americans that their Thanksgiving preparations may come up short, while some stores like this regional chain have managed to keep stocking the shelves with turkeys.
These are the fresh turkeys we're getting from the Shenandoah Valley right here.
But it has not been business as usual.
One of our large suppliers cut our order 30%, and we had a scramble. We went to a local turkey farmer that we've been dealing with for 25 years. They grow their own feed. There's no supply chain disruptions.
Stu Leonard Jr., a third-generation CEO, says turkey farmers may have underestimated demand this year as American families get together again in large groups.
First of all, the early bird gets the worm, okay? Don't wait till the last minute to go buy your turkey.
According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, the average cost of Thanksgiving dinner is up 14% this year. Grocery stores like Winn-Dixie say they're trying to hold prices down, but much is out of their control.
Is there a supply chain issue with the things we like to put on our Thanksgiving table?
The supply chain is definitely bending, Kerry. It's not broken.
In stores like this in South Carolina and California, temporary turkey shortages. The strain is resulting in a more expensive dinner. A 16-pound turkey up 24% this year to $23.99. Frozen pie crusts up 20% and fresh cranberries up 11%.
Supply chains in general, as they relate to specialty crops, have just gotten more expensive. So cranberries in Wisconsin have to deal with much more expensive trucking rates, for example. And so that has a kind of an impact on what we would expect to pay at the grocery store.
I can see that the prices have gone up, and I actually feel bad for a lot of people.
I guess you can just say I'm hoping for the best, you know. I don't have much control over this, so what can I do?
To save money, retailers suggest make dishes from scratch instead of buying pre-made. Look for generic brands and keep an open mind.
We sometimes say customers are going to get what they need. It might not necessarily be the brand that they particularly want, but they're going to find what they need.
And that's especially true this Thanksgiving?
Absolutely.
With traditional Thanksgiving back on the menu, this year a little creativity may be the secret ingredient to a happy holiday.
Charlene, there's some talk of it getting pretty chilly this week.
Yeah, it seems to be getting a little cooler. Let's get the scoop on those cold fronts with Julia Haley.
Yes, we had a cold front pass through this morning, giving us some showers, but it looks like we'll be drying up for the rest of Thanksgiving week. Take a look at the University of Florida right now. We've got some overcast skies, currently feeling like 70 degrees outside, looking forward to a beautiful sunset here on campus. 69 Stark, 71 Bronson, and 71 Ocala, so staying pretty tight in those 70s and upper 60s for the evening. On to our hour by hour tonight, we should be seeing those temperatures dip a little bit more drastically into the upper 40s, which is a little bit different for this time of year. Usually we have some warmer weather, so we're going to see some cooler temperatures, which is going to lead to some cooler dew points as well. In Alachua County, we should see our dew points hit 43 degrees. Kind of chilly, but in Marion County, those dew points hitting 29 degrees. A little bit cooler than expected for this time of year. So for Tuesday morning, we'll be seeing those lows in the mid 40s, 44 Gainesville, 46 Ocala, 47 for Jacksonville. And that's all because this cold front just made its way through Gainesville, and we're having these winds push that cooler air toward Gainesville and all of north central Florida. But hopefully by Thanksgiving, this high pressure zone will make its way north of Florida, giving us those warmer temperatures for Thanksgiving. But watch out, because we may have this cold front arrive during your Black Friday shopping or into the weekend. So for Thanksgiving, you're probably wondering, how does the weather look? Well, we're gonna have some cloudy skies around the afternoon, but hopefully by mid-afternoon, we'll see some sun start to peek out, and then we'll see some cooler temperatures for your evening. So overall, we'll be seeing those cool temperatures on Tuesday, and we'll be heating back up for Thanksgiving, and we'll see a cold front by the weekend. So for our overall 6-day outlook, Tuesday we'll be feeling the effects of that cold front and into Wednesday as well. But for Thursday, it looks like we are heating up. Perfect timing for Thanksgiving. On to Friday, we'll be feeling the effects of the next cold front, giving us those cooler temperatures throughout the rest of the week. On to sports with Alexa Harley.
The overtime loss to Missouri was the final nail in the coffin for Dan Mullen. Last year, Dan Mullen seemed to be the man for Florida with a win over Georgia, as well as producing multiple NFL draft picks. This season was a different story. How did Dan Mullen fall from grace so quickly? The start of Mullen's demise began with a single shoe in 2020. When Marco Wilson tossed that shoe, it kick-started the unraveling of Mullen's program. Despite losing multiple offensive weapons, hope was high for Florida this season. Even a 2-point loss to then #1 Alabama seemed to ignite even more fire for Florida. It all came to a screeching halt when the Gators hit the road. The 15-penalty loss to Kentucky was the start, followed by a loss in Death Valley to a fired Ed Orgeron, and the Gators exposed the holes in the program. And on to the losses on the road to South Carolina and Missouri, the record was enough evidence to part ways with Mullen. Athletic Director Scott Strickland shed light on the reasoning for releasing Mullen.
I think there's several factors as to why we're here today. And, you know, hey, I should have said this at the very beginning, Dan's a really good football coach.
Like Strickland said, it wasn't just about football. Some believe there was a disconnect between player and coach. When Florida lost to Georgia a few weeks ago, only a handful of players stayed for the alma mater. This photo of Jordan Pouncey standing alone to sing for his school highlighted just how lost the team was. With Mullen's departure, Greg Knox will take over coaching duties for the final game of the season this weekend against Florida State. Both rivals sit 5-6 on the year. The winner will be bowl eligible. It's not all doom and gloom for Florida. Gator volleyball swept South Carolina over the weekend, winning both matches in 3 sets. The Gators extended their win streak to 9 straight, moving to 20-6 overall. Florida will close out the regular season at #8 Kentucky. The final stretch will start on Friday. Tonight, it's back to the court. Both Florida men's and women's hoops play tonight. The Lady Gators will be at home hosting USC Upstate. The Gators look to add to their 2-game win streak. The undefeated Florida men's basketball team is down south in the Fort Myers tip-off, facing the University of California at 8:30. Shifting gears to high school football, 3 local teams are advancing in the state playoffs. Top-seeded Buchholz crushed Orange County University 39-7. They will host Nice this Friday. Also advancing is top-seeded Hawthorne, who trampled over Wildwood 50-14. Hawthorne will host Pahokee Friday, and Union County got a win 52-14 over Hilliard. They travel to Chiefland this Friday. Last but certainly not least, it's Monday night, which means football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the New York Giants. After suffering back-to-back losses, Tampa is optimistic that Rob Gronkowski will return in tonight's game after practicing this past week. Kickoff is at 8:15.
Thanks for catching up with us on Facebook. I'm Charlene Metters.
And I'm Anthony Montalto. WUFT News will return next Monday after UF Thanksgiving break, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org.